Hey there folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. Of course, I'm your host CDB. You are not, and I'm here with a rare Thursday evening shave, and the reason is I'm going out of town for a couple of days to have a sort of a vacation weekend. I haven't had a real vacation for years, and I took a couple of days. My lady friend and I are going to have a little short vacation this weekend, and hopefully we will enjoy. But I wanted to show you, I finally broke down and actually bought a couple of shaving items. Not expensive, budget level stuff. This is the first item, and as you can see, it's still got the genuine leather tag on it. This is the RazoRock Game Changer razor. It's a nice pouch there. I like it. Protect your razor for travel. Here is the Game Changer. Of course, I tested, I tested the prototype of the Game Changer, and here is the production version, which is a little different. The handle here is super knurled. It's just the one they had at the time when I bought it. I am going to switch it, however, with my Mamba handle, if I can find the handle. There it is. I really like this particular handle, which is the one that comes with the Mamba. Nothing wrong with this one. I mean, the knurling isn't perfect on it. It's pretty clean, but you can see a couple of defects. But for the price, these razors go, it's kind of hard to complain. Really, the head looks, fantastic in my view. And this was a wonderful razor when I tried it. When I tried one of the prototypes, and then I passed it along to the inspector. So we'll expect good things, of course, from the production model. We will be loading it with the Astra, which you see there, and let's pop the head on and get my Mamba handle on it, and we'll see how we do with it. And hopefully it will be as good a shaver as I remember from the prototype. I expect that it will be. When I used that, it reminded me very much of the Wolfman WR1, both in appearance and the way it shaves. I just love this handle that come with the Mamba. I think it was called Halo, and the bottom there screws off if you wanted it to. This is just one of my favorite handles, so we'll go with that. For the soap, I'm going to be using XXX, which is one of my favorite. I'm not using this particular XXX. It's another one that Joe sent me to try. And we'll see how it goes. The other thing that I picked up, which was very inexpensive, was this. I love this RazoRock 400 brush. So I picked up a black one. This one, however, is way, way heavy. It's about twice as heavy as this guy. So the material must be a little different, or it's weighted or something, because this one is way heavier than this one. This one is the black. It's not the matte finish. It's the other one. It's very handsome, got some good heft to it, but it's the same size as the orange one here, or butterscotch, whatever you want to call it. Both of them are 400 models. I really love this brush. It's one of my favorites, and so we will see how this version does. I assume it'll be just fine. And we'll dip it in a little bit of water here and start lathering up our soap, which again is XXX, but it's a little different formula that Joe sent for me to try. I don't know if it'll be for sale at one point. In fact, he said it probably would not be for sale, just something he said he sends from time to time. And Joe's not somebody who pads people up with a lot of gear for the purpose of promotion, believe me. I've tried a couple of things of his throughout the years, and that's it. He is not one to try to bribe, YouTubers. But we've been in communication for a number of years now, and I like Joe. I like what he does with his business. Some people do not, and that's entirely okay, but I like the fact that he kind of does it his way, and he's value-minded, as is the case with, Maggards and Sterlings and all sorts of. I tell you what, ooh, this smells great. This is XXX in scent, by the way, and the formula really lathers. The formula on this one, I don't know exactly what's in it. He said it's something that he sort of allows, certain friends or family to try. It's sort of creamy, almost like a cream, very, very soft, but boy, it lathers really beautifully and quickly, and it smells great. The scent strength on this is very, very good, but it's your standard XXX scent, which is a wonderful scent. I love this brush. I tell you, it's a little heavier, or it's quite a bit heavier. Like I said, about twice as heavy as the butterscotch version. So I was quite surprised when I got the box and I felt it, and I was like, that's way heavier than the other, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'll be making a video this weekend. I don't know if I'll have time, and I'm not taking my laptop, so I won't be able to do the minor edits that I do. So if I do make a video, maybe I'll get it posted Sunday, or maybe later or early next week. So I decided to go ahead and make a video this evening trying this stuff out, because I really wanted to try this Game Changer and see if it's as good as I remembered. And of course, now be in production. Maybe it's a little more refined. I don't know how much change went into it. I'm kind of like Busty here. My video's been running 5 minutes, and I've yet to put lather to my face. Ooh, this brush feels really soft and nice. Feels like a sort of a Plasson type knot. Looks a lot like it. Feels really soft and nice, and the soap feels super creamy. Very nice. Let's get a little more on it. Smells great. So I'm expecting this to be quite good. It's very creamy, this particular version of XXX, and I'm going to tell Joe, hopefully he'll get a chance. I think he told me he's in Italy now, but if he ever gets a chance to watch this, or the folks at RazoRock, you should sell that. Just based on the way it's feeling on my skin, there's a certain creaminess to it that I don't notice in the other formula. And so I'm kind of digging it, to be honest. But we'll know more. I mean, you really don't know until you put the razor to face. But a lot of times you can tell, you can tell a lot by the lather when you're putting on. You get a feel for it, really. So here we go with our Game Changer, which is a long time coming for me because, oh yeah, and that feels nice. I really do prefer this to the Mamba, although I like the Mamba. This is just a more efficient version. It's not the same geometry and all that. It is, in fact, a different razor. A little more efficient. Very smooth. Very, very smooth, which is what I like. It maintains the same smoothness that the Mamba does, which is one of the reasons I like it. And I love the way this feels on this particular handle. I wish he still had this handle as an offering for this razor, this very one with the screw-off bottom. It's just one of my favorites. That is good. Now, granted, I don't have a full 24 hours growth here, so I'm just knocking off the day's growth. But boy, that feels good. I mean, it is doing its work. It feels really good. So that feels as good as I remember, and it was worth the wait. As you know, I haven't been buying a lot of shaving wares, and I just thought I happened to see it finally the other day, because I've missed it the other times that it came out. And I finally saw one, or saw on Twitter or something that he had some Game Changers in stock, so I went and grabbed one, and I'm glad I did, because it will be a razor that I'll be using regularly. Along with my other, favorites. I remember the way it feels from the testing the prototypes a few months back, like back in March or February, March, somewhere in there, before all my life changes came about. But, that's how it is. Sometimes stuff happens, and you roll with it and try to be positive, and I've certainly done that. I remember posting on Facebook around, I think, this Valentine's Day about men moping and, basically blaming everything on everyone else and saying their life was a wreck. And I said, stop moping and stop crying and get out there and do something and realize, life is a blessing. And shortly thereafter, I had major trials and tribulations in my life, and my advice was put to the test, let me tell you. And I simply took my own advice. Now, I had help from family and friends, and as it turns out, one of the people that I called was actually a woman that I dated in high school who is a therapist. And so it came to mind, and I've never, sought therapy before, and really, I wasn't seeking official therapy, but I thought, let me call her because I know she's a therapist, and I wanted to get her point of view on my life situation. And as it turns out, we ended up in a relationship. Now, that said, I want to be very clear. She was not, providing me with therapy. She was just, talking to me as a friend. So I don't want people to think she's unethical and, saw a vulnerable me and jumped. I mean, who would do that to begin with? It's not like I'm some major pride. I mean, I like myself, don't get me wrong, but let's face it. I'm as quirky as they come, and I'm very, strong in my personality and beliefs and all the rest. But anyway, what I was going to go back to saying was, I was put to the test in following my own advice and not moping around. And I shared with you all the pain really at the time, and some very tough videos, like when I originally found out. And I like to think I conducted myself with a certain amount of dignity. Doesn't mean I did everything perfectly, because I surely did not. But I did surely follow my own advice and keeping on, and understanding that life is beautiful and appreciating that, and really, I think even going another step, as I've mentioned in nearly every single video, reconnecting with people and trying to be a better person and better man and better son and better friend and better father and all those things. So I'm happy with the progress I've made there, and happy with the other changes in my life. So it brought about some positive change. So if you're having a difficult time, please understand that you can turn it around. You just have to work at it. And of course, some have it worse than others, and some situations are more difficult. I get that, but just keep plugging, please. Keep plugging, and don't mope. And if you need help, ask for it. Because trust me, when I was a younger man, there were times that I needed help and I was too proud to ask for it. And so the one thing, if you've never heard anything on this channel, or never taken any counsel to heart, please listen to this and take it to heart. If you need help, reach out to people and ask for it. Don't let yourself get depressed. And, we see these singers, these wonderful, like just recently, we lost Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, and Tom Petty and Prince, and all these people to drugs and depression. And so please, it's not weak. It's not weak at all to ask for help. Ask for the help, get it, and then you'll be far better off. Don't suffer needlessly, because trust me, I've done so in my own life because of pride, and it is not the way to go. Some of the biggest mistakes I've ever made have been driven by pride. So please, humble yourself and get the help. And I hope, if there's no other message you get on this channel, I hope you will take that one to heart, and I truly mean that. All right. And here we go. Man, I'm telling you, the game changer has not disappointed, and this formula of XXX is really good. Maybe I'll show it to you here, at least what it looks like in the bowl. That was a super smooth shave. So this game changer, excellent. I absolutely love it. It hit the spot just like the beta version or prototype version. I don't know if you can see that, but this is some good, it's XXX, that Aqua de Parmesan, fantastic. And it's really hard. You can never really see very well in these videos because of the light, the quality of lather. But this stuff here is not a bubbly lather. It's thick, it's creamy, it's really good. And I don't know ingredient-wise what changed, but that's good stuff. And Joe, if you're watching, or the other folks at RazoRock, you might want to consider putting that one out. It's really good stuff. Okay, let me rinse off. We'll come back and get into the post. Stay tuned. All right, and here we are back with the magic made by witches. The wonderful, wonderful Thayer's Witch Hazel, which is great stuff. Boy, that was a nice shape, I gotta tell you. Really great stuff. Again, XXX, but not this particular one. A new formula, or at least new to me, according to Joe. RazoRock 400. Again, this fella right here is considerably heavier. 2 or 3 times as hefty as this one. So if you got this one and thought it was a little light, might want to check this one out. The knot on this one is very, very soft. It was great. I love it. Outstanding. And of course, I used the Game Changer retail version. I don't know if they have any right now, but you can sign up with Italian Barber on email list. It'll shoot you an email when they get some in stock. Very, very nice. Reminds me of the prototype in its shave quality. The head itself looks great. I didn't have any issues. Here's the super knurl handle that came with it. Again, I prefer this one, which is the one that came with the Mamba. This one is okay, but I just like this one better. Just personal preference. Handles are almost always personal preference. And we will finish this outstanding shave off with a little original fine XXX. That's a treat. And I'm just about out. I had 2 bottles of this, and I gave one to Busta. And when he got rid of all his stuff, or a lot of his stuff a while back, I said, Busta, if you're going to get rid of the XXX by fine, send it back to me, because I want it. He was like, no, that's one I kept. So I don't have a ton of this left. I use it sparingly because it's sort of a treat. It's great stuff. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you, Joe at RazoRock, for allowing me to try that XXX. I do appreciate it. Until next time, I want to thank everybody once again and remind you that I have been your host, CDB. You are not. God bless.